Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another exciting, another wondrous Propagandacast with me, a host, Imperial Dane, featuring a Wonder vs. 1 on the Langraskaya, a Monday novice fight. We shall be watching on the north side, Prancer fighting for the Soviet Union and the 110th Rifle Division going up against, of the Wehrmacht's 215th Infanterie Division. Doctrines are Festung armor, assault support, and Jäger armor, with Prancer's armored assault, counterattack, and Soviet shock arms. There's a bit of this and that available here. Certainly quite a few paths, some infantry heavy play, some armor heavy play, and then something in between, although with some very heavy artillery and some other fun abilities. Back to a most enthusiastic and positive name. So players bringing up pretty far, ignoring in the centre, interestingly enough for now anyways. We'll of course have to see how that works out. Second squad of Grenadiers on the way for Ach nein! I do not know why, but I feel a need to say this already. Going for the fuel point.
We have a fresh Grenadier squad.
So far a very slow approach here from the Germans. Pioneer standing out, not really doing much. Not rushing for the fuel intake, going for the munitions points. Second squad of Grenadiers are ready. They are here. Oh, here anyways.
We have liberated this sector.
And there we go, going to connect the right hand side with his own territory. German player, bit of a spread out approach, no ability to support the Grenadiers with each other. Looks like the first engagement will be here between the Grenadiers and the conscripts. He really should be paying attention and not be moving the Grenadiers closer to the conscripts. He basically just should have stopped up here in light cover and not moved it closer. Engagement over here. Pioneers spotting and ambushing the combat engines. In fact, the Pioneers able to get close to the combat engines in the first place. That should definitely give the Pioneers the advantage. And right here, the Grenadiers are not doing too well. Other Grenadier squad here being engaged by another conscript squad holding up here behind an old tractor. Grenadiers finally moving into cover, but a bit too late. Interesting enough, Prancer himself didn't take cover either, and now the Grenadiers are pretty much losing. So this was pretty much an engagement that could have gone a lot better right here. For the Germans, Grenadiers pull back, in fact, as more conscripts arrive there. MT-42 moving up to support. Pioneers over here. Oh, very close to winning this fight, but then again, they could also lose it. There we go, the veteran to one. Pioneer, combat engineers, in fact. Oh! Looks like they will die. There we go. There we go, conscripts are more or less stopped right here. Grenadier down. And conscript squad pushed back. Only one loss, although they will need some healing soon enough.
You guys, listen to me.
And a third squad of Grenadiers out here for Few being secured, finally. MT-42 being advanced first. This is not really what I'd recommend. Again, you risk running into something you're not quite aware of. Get your MT-42 caught off guard. In particular with the Molotov. Grenadiers upgraded with the MG42, that's good. No victory point secured as of yet. Not a single one. Going for the point there.
Yes. Ready.
Pioneers might want to consider just retreating, and also noting we are only seeing those 3 conscript squads. We are not really seeing much else, although we do see the medic upgrade up, so rather than infantry for that moment, although now we do finally see a 4th squad of Grenadiers. Still, that early loss of the combat engineers will hurt Prancer a bit. So, of course, he's going to need another one to actually get anywhere up further the tech ladder. And, of course, will also be short one unit to take points with. But there we go, Grenadiers versus conscripts. The Grenadiers immediately went to the fight due to having the presence of the MG42. Conscripts realise they can't win this. Pioneers now need to retreat. The question is, will they make it out of this safely? Engagement up here, conscripts getting caught by the MG42 in the farmhouse. Not doing too well there.
Grenadiers.
And taking up has been done here by conscripts on the retreat. Slow advance otherwise. So far, not an awful lot to comment on.
We are ready for action.
Pioneers awaiting orders.
Left side likely to be lost soon enough.
We are losing a sector.
A 5th squad of conscripts, that's quite interesting. Looks like a very infantry heavy strategy here from Prancer then. 5 squads of conscripts, he's definitely going to need a lot of upgrades for them. Of course, there's also the chance that if Mr. Oh no then proceeds to rush straight on for something big, I mean he could really do a lot of damage. For now though, it's scout cars. And we're also seeing a 4th squad of grenadiers, very interestingly enough.
Awaiting orders. This is now German territory.
Grenadiers holding up here, going to get overwhelmed. No mortars as yet. And even with the light machine gun, the grenadiers here. Oh, but then again, the conscripts do make a bit of a mistake. They actually move straight up, point blank to the MG grenadiers. Not really what you ought to be doing, at least not without a Molotov. So a bit of a poor choice there. Rifle grenade going in. And does very little damage. These grenadiers need to retreat. Mach schnell. More grenadiers moving in. Come on, retreat, retreat, retreat. Come on, no, no, retreat. No, come on. Unit preservation, man. That could have been done better. Then again, so it could have been from Prancer there who walked straight up to it. But really, that grenadier squad should not have been lost. Sorry, that MG should not have been dropped. Scout car here awfully close to the enemy. Rather exposed position. Not really good handling of the scout car. Not really graceful. Not really taking it to its advantage. Rather treating it like a tank, which it really isn't. And that light machine gun needs to be picked up. I mean, you don't want your opponent to get a light machine gun like that. Heavy mortar arriving here for Prancer. So he's pretty much gone for the Soviet shock army, which is the only of the doctrines available which actually offered the heavy mortar. Conscript continue to fight against the scout car. But so far, nice aggression, but again, pick up the LMG please. And the Pioneers more or less got wasted. Good job there, though, in Prancer actually targeting the Pioneers over the scout car, thus ensuring the scout car couldn't get repaired. A 4th squad of grenadiers, light machine gun, come on, pick it up. Niemanist, something. Please. Never mind then. Scout car still need repairs, and there we go. Took the MG. Again, that was really a bit of a blunder. Again, a really big novice mistake. You really don't want an LMG to lie around for your opponent to pick up. If that actually happens, I mean, already there you got something to work on. Don't leave an LMG 42 for your opponent to seize. That one should go without saying.
How can we help?
And there you go, heavy mortar firing away at the MG42. Very big mortar that. Rather popular. With the ones who actually experienced it. Or used it more specifically since German soldiers began using it because it was pretty damn effective. But they need to get off rifle grenade. 20 minutes being floated. He could at least get several new LMGs if that is what he wanted. Scout car getting repaired again. But it is not being reinforced. And these grenadiers just need to get out of there. There's a conscript running up with an LMG right point blank. Come on. Oh no. There we go. Retreating. But again, retreating right in front of an LMG. With that amount of men left, might not work out as well as it intended. Scout car advancing. And there you go. Rifle grenade goes off on the conscripts. No doctrine as we yet chosen for. Oh no. And there we go, the conscripts are retreating. Might the scout car be able to wipe them out on the retreat? Heavy mortar firing around the grenadiers. Engagement over here. Heavy machine gun on its own. Again, don't send your heavy machine gun up that far without anything to support it, for that matter, for it to keep behind. It's a very perilous situation. And also leaves it very little room for maneuver and very little room for mistakes. And of course also a nice target for the heavy mortar. Moving up, the scout car looks like, oh no, wants to get it, but at the same time he has to be careful it doesn't get anti-tank grenade or anything else. He certainly shouldn't be parking it up right like there, he should keep it moving. And no, instead, what we do see is an anti-tank grenade goes off. It does a bit of damage, but there's no real follow-up infantry. And there you go, Veteran 2 almost gets the heavy mortar crew, but it is a bit too late. Their grenadiers trying to rifle grenade, but also too late, and the heavy mortar already retreats. So a bit of a waste there of a scout car and resources. Submachine guns are being equipped. And we're actually seeing a second heavy mortar arriving here for Prancer, so very heavy infantry fighting. Lots of conscripts with submachine guns and machine guns, and some heavy mortars really provide some serious artillery support. Things are definitely not looking good here for Oh No. Though he is a bit lacking in infantry. In fact, looks like he's lost 2 squads of grenadiers, which are conscripts, which is something. But I mean, if Oh No keeps losing troops and vehicles like that, of course it's going to be rather quickly negated, whatever advantage could come from that. And of course the MD42 hasn't been put in cover either, so I mean, as soon as you get flanked here by some submachine guns, it's like to go down. So again, I mean, Oh No, he's not really thinking these through. He's too far spread out. There's not really any support, no real coherence in his force at the moment. And of course, he's just rifle grenading without actually noticing if the target is still there. And that's another grenadier squad with another light machine gun. At least this one isn't left behind for the enemy to pick up. Point secured. Heavy mortars firing away. A thunderous storm. Grenadiers here need to retreat. Another rifle grenade. I mean, if you're going to rifle grenade something, try to actually sort of predict the path, then fire it into that, instead of just firing it where they are. That doesn't always work, in particular when they've got submachine guns, and thus are more likely to actually charge at you. And of course, now his opponent also has a heavy machine gun. His only chance now rather lies in getting something out of this support armor core, and we are in fact seeing an Austrian flak Prancer, and we also note here there's absolutely nothing from Prancer right now that could actually stop it. He's got absolutely no anti-tank except the anti-tank grenades. So if Mr. Oh No can actually utilize this Austrian pretty well, it's going to be game over, because, well, Prancer rather left himself a huge gap, and that's definitely a novice mistake. So absolutely no serious anti-tank. But there we go. Oh No pretty much just wastes his chance because he moves his tank too close to the infantry to allow it to anti-tank grenade it. Try to actually stay at maximum range with infantry and make it hard for them to actually throw an anti-tank grenade at your armor. Don't make it easy for them. And now of course he also lost a chance of slashing straight at the heavy mortars and wiping them out right away. So definitely a bit of a blunder right there, to put it mildly, from Oh No. Grenadiers need to retreat. Rückzug. Come on, Oh No.
Supply sector under attack.
Come on, retreat, man. Why on earth do you refuse to retreat in that situation? That made no sense whatsoever. You were getting shot at by submachine guns. There was a light machine gun ready to fire you in negative cover. Why didn't you retreat, man? That situation really just demanded nothing but a retreat.
This is our territory now.
And of course, I mean, heavy losses continue for Oh No, because his unit preservation has been clear is, well, rather severely falling through. It is constantly losing men in rather tragic ways. Austrian moving up, finding some comrades out, and no, he's going to charge straight into the horde again within range of anti-tank grenades. He's not considering anything even remotely. He's not deciding here to say, stay at range, shoot at them from that way, do some serious damage that way. Instead, it's, charge straight in and then, get your tank anti-tank grenade and, with a damaged engine. Now, of course, he's going to pull it back, but I mean, there's clearly some huge flaws going on here in Oh No's thinking. I really can't explain the logic that seems to be guiding him. The only positive here is that his Austrian is actually doing some serious damage to the Soviets. Another grenadier squad will need to be treated there. Come on. Come on, Oh No. Of course, at the same time, Prancer really should be walking around in front of an Austrian flak Panzer like that. Come on, retreat. Retreat, there's a sliver of health. Only one man. What do you expect him to do? Win the war for you?
Ready and willing.
Panzer grenadiers arriving here.
Da, товарищ.
Troops moving ahead.
Armor has spotted
Enemy
us.
forces are capturing our supplies.
This is our sector.
Making a head-on assault in the middle of the road. Not really the brightest of assault tactics when it comes to dealing with armor. Though again, the fact that it already has a damaged engine certainly makes it easier, since it can't actually escape the anti-tank grenades. Well, we do see veterans one up now, so you say he gets it repaired, then he could in theory try and actually blitz charge in and get the heavy mortars that way.
Enemy armor.
Puncher strikes up, clearly Mr. Oh no, he's worried about enemy armor,
Squad standing by.
which is certainly a healthy worry, but so far there's absolutely nothing from Prancer that indicates that, but of course, oh no doesn't know that, although of course he should have some indicators what not to expect. But we are seeing a support weapon company are finally going up. And our Panzer IV arrives. Can, oh no, do a bit more with that.
Fresh meat has arrived.
There we go, machine gun upgraded. Flak Panzer pulling back.
The enemy has taken our supplies.
And conscripts are getting spotted by the MG42. Will they be able to escape it? Nope. No such luck. Might be a need to get another Pioneer squad to actually facilitate much faster repairs on the Ostman, so he doesn't have to wait so long to get it back into the fight every damn time. Also, stop it. You Pioneers can't repair the tank while it's moving. It's a fun fact there. You're definitely going to get a lot more out of your repairs if you actually wait for it to stop, or actually order it to stop there. Grenadiers for some reason charging straight into submachine gun fire. Another action I don't quite get to make sense. And again, moves within anti-tank grenade range of the conscripts. Doesn't really make a lot of awful sense.
We have the point. Under armor attack. Man down. Da, товарищ.
Conscripts forced to retreat. Field gun on the way, that's good. Except for, oh no, he's just going to find that the only real serious advantage he has now is going to be negated, and even then, I mean, he failed to rather make the most of said serious advantage because, you know, he keeps running them straight into range of the anti-tank grenades. Grenadiers need to retreat, not really good, they need to be straight in front of the heavy mortars. Just saying. There are better places to be when you are infantry.
AT gun is ready for combat.
Field gun out.
Taking machine gun.
Ostman making its move.
Opened up on us!
Opening up down the heavy mortars.
The enemy has our range!
No, 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 don't! Ah, good lord, that was clutch. Smoke popped, but again, still managed an anti-tank grenade because again he did decide to get closer to them. And now the field gun's opening up, so that very much looks like that Ostman Flak Panzer is lost. Panzers and grenades are actually having some success against the squad of conscripts over here. No veterancy, little health, and there we go, good night. But the Ostman is gone. A tragic waste. Panzer IV though is ready again for combat.
Mortar crew
But so are the heavy mortars.
Enemy forces are attempting to capture our territory.
Squad replenished.
Just going to speed this up a bit. Again, all those fun little novice things where nothing happens for several periods of time.
What do you have?
Rushing Pioneers into sort of engagement, you just get them out of there. Come on. Oh no.
The enemy is encroaching on our territory.
Oh, they're secured. And of course, be sure to stay within respectful range of the enemy. Beyond respectful range, either way. Panzer IV having a bit of a hard time hitting the conscripts rushing in. Come on, pull back the Panzer IV. Again, a bit too late. Another Ostman arrives. Troops looking here for the cut-off point, but again, rather in front of everything else, and of course the heavy mortars.
This territory is ours. Secure. Yes, comrade.
Ostman rolling ahead.
We killed an enemy squad.
Time to auto now, and time for the mid-game analysis. Now then, the current situation is a bit 50-50 in terms of map control, but the centre is about to fall to the Soviets. The Soviets have plenty of veteran infantry, the Germans not so much, because oh no, it's been really having huge problems with his unit preservation. Prancer, on the other hand, has had considerably better luck in actually keeping his troops alive by not recklessly suiciding them and actually retreating them in time. And of course, not getting tanks blown up either, though he doesn't have any tanks either. And currently the main problem is rather these two heavy mortars and the huge swaths of infantry. And of course he's got two tanks. The problem is that, oh no, doesn't really seem how to know to use tanks. He keeps running them up too close to the enemy infantry, getting them anti-tank grenade, thus losing their main advantage, which is mobility. Of course he has one good opportunity right now, which is actually taking the tanks once he's got both of them repaired, setting up here and then charging into the flank and heading the heavy mortars that way, but also, oh no, doesn't really seem strong on the flanking, though neither of the two players seem strong on the flanking. It's very much, brutal head-on assaults with heavy losses, but usually with Prancer so far coming on top. I mean, also, oh no, did have a huge advantage initially, but he failed to utterly use it, so again, Prancer's rather getting back into things now that he's actually covering up that huge gap in his forces, which was actually a rather serious lack in actually anything serious anti-tank. But I would suggest that Mr. Oh no works his way perhaps towards another flak Panzer or another Panzer IV, and then actually tries to work, towards flanking and getting out those mortars. Once that, he can begin this focusing down the infantry and wiping that out. Otherwise, beyond that, there's not really much for him to do. I mean, again, he just needs to, keep wasting units. Stop doing that. I mean, that's rather one of his main problems. He keeps on losing units in rather senseless and sad manners. Also, make some use of his doctrine. I mean, he's used only one, Panzer tactician. There's been no hold down, no command tank, no pack, but the 43, there's not really much use of that. Otherwise, I suppose there's the artillery support. For Prancer, it's about keeping pushing on. He should also consider getting either some armor out or some tank destroyers out. Some 76s I think could work nicely. The S-35 would also work nicely. Just get some T-34s and go hunting for some fascists. But again, some taking up would definitely help him out. And otherwise, be perhaps a bit careful, since there's of course still the armor to worry about, and he's only still got one field gun to really stop it. Then again, if oh no keeps insisting on getting within anti-tank grenade range, I mean, things will certainly be a bit easier to handle than they probably should be. But let us return to the fight.
The enemy has broken our supply lines.
But usually 2 veteran T3 conscript squads within that short amount of time is rarely a good sign. There go heavy mortars getting engaged. Going to rush straight in for them. A grenade as well. Will he be able to get them? No, instead he ends up retreating. Of course, facing all that Soviet firepower, it's understandable. Including one light machine gun, which is always a huge problem. Third force is actually falling back from the right flank. Interesting enough, with the tanks advance, what will happen? What will happen? MG42 still remains over there, protecting the fuel point. No concerted assault towards that. Panzers on the move, provided by some nearby Panzer division. Most likely MG42 spotted here, getting absolutely blasted here with a higher firing 37mm flak on the flak Panzer Ostwind. Not really the most used flak Panzer. Then again, the Germans really didn't have a lot of anti-tank, well, anti-aircraft tanks. They really didn't have a lot of them, basically a few hundreds here and there, which would of course be handed out in very small numbers to each Panzer division, most likely. The primary sort of means of mobile anti-aircraft firepower would have been half-tracks, either armoured or, non-armoured half-tracks with a different amount of anti-aircraft guns on top of them. And beyond that, I mean, it was more, regular anti-aircraft guns which were mainly in use. Use provided by some battalion, either from the Corps or from the Luftwaffe. The Luftwaffe being the primary sort of provider of anti-aircraft firepower. Usually in the form of either large regiments within anti-aircraft or flak divisionen. But we are seeing the mechanized armor company up.
Ostwind loaded and ready.
The mechanized armor company, so obviously SU-85s would like to be brought in here against these Panzers. Heavy mortars firing away. Very exposed. He's a bit reckless in that sense. Though again, so it's oh no, and he's rather denying himself any opportunity to actually sort of hunt them down. But now we are seeing the heavy machine gun here coming under fire. Building already close to collapse. Needs to get that MD-42 out of there. Very close to collapse, in fact. Get both pioneer squads to repair on that. Lots of forces standing back, doing nothing. Rarely a good sign either. On both sides, for that matter. All a bit quiet. There's that certainly a lack of constant aggression. Constant daring do. Flak Panzer getting repaired. Come on. Oh no, do something.
We have taken it.
Should be so kind. MD-42 now hiding over here. Very intent on protecting his fuel point. Direct assault up here. Panzer goes on the far flank, coming under fire from the MD-42. Panzer 4 command tank is ready. Grenadiers, not sure why actually barged him straight into that. Panzer goes forced away from there. And of course, lots of heavy mortar fire. Conscripts here fail to overcome the MD-42 frontally. And there we go, Panzer 4 command tank out. Ostwind charging straight into the centre. Whatever shall he be doing? And there we go, and SU-85 is out. OD-8 might actually get flanked, there we go. Keep moving, don't stop up, don't stop up, don't stop up! What on earth are you doing? And Sturmovik assault going in as well, good job there. Panzer 4 needs to be pulled back immediately. Panzer 4 prepares, Panzer firing away, Panzer 4 out of control, a tragic loss, also is one primary opportunity really knocking out the SU-85 reasonably well, and could have done so to just try to charge straight out, get behind it first off, but no. Tools will need immediate reinforcement. He could try to recruit that field gun, that might actually work out. Heavy mortars once more on the retreat. Another pass from the Sturmovik, known by many names for the Germans, none of them good. Usually along the lines of this thing is actually pretty hard to shoot down. So a little fun fact there.
That's everyone.
Amongst other thing known as the flank. Oh, looks like the machine gun was actually dropped. That's actually quite a loss there to Prancer that he lost his light machine gun. In fact, it looks like he lost a veteran to 3 conscript squad. That is absolutely bad news. And there goes Sturmovik down. Sturmovik down. Also, no use of this panzer by the way up here. Nor here. That's really a huge miss out there. Pop smoke, come on. Smoke, Nebeln. Nope. He's barely using his doctrine at all. That's not really good. That's not really encouraging. Shock troops arriving here, and they can actually sort of move like that. A bit fun fact, at least up in the north, I think you can also maybe sort of do it like this. And no, it doesn't look as much as that. Infantry advancing up here. That machine gun actually picked up though. And he needs to be pulled back. Come on, oh no. He'd be so kind. No, lots of pioneers on the way, the others lost in brutal engagements. Panzerfaust on the SU-85, it's not really can do a lot more beyond that. Panzers need to get out there as well. Again, the heavy mortars are proving to be quite vicious, surprisingly enough. Panzer 4 command tank moving against the shock troopers. Those are definitely not going to have an easy time. Though for some reason, and there we go, another unit lost. The Panzer Grenadiers. He knew the MG42 was there, so why he was taking that path specifically is beyond me.
Panzer IV standing by.
Mark foot. Come on, retreat, your Panzer Grenadiers! Come on, oh no! Nope, another unit senselessly lost. Again, unit preservation really does not seem to be the strong side of oh no. At all. Lots of good men have been wasted, lots of good tanks have been wasted simply because he refused to retreat and apparently didn't understand when to retreat. Now we see a veterancy 2 heavy mortar, that's definitely bad news. I mean, it's not like Prancer hasn't suffered losses himself. I mean, he's down to 1 veterancy, 3 conscripts squad. The other conscripts, by the way, have been wiped out. So, I mean, it's not like, you know, oh no, he's doing some damage, which is good. The problem is he's suffering 2 high losses in the process. And so his units, you know, which are quite expensive, he never actually managed to get anything serious out of. Which really shouldn't be happening.
Panzer IV, new Grenadier squad is ready.
Conscripts make a move here against the Grenadiers with the light machine guns. And of course you have the heavy mortars firing away. Nice little mortar battery tactic, by the way, here. Good to see. Overall quite painful, but again, I mean, probably wouldn't have lasted as long as it did if it wasn't because oh no really didn't seem to know how to, you know, move his tanks forward. And another squad lost. Of course, it's a bit hard to dodge it like that when, of course, the 2 mortars can fire at the same time. So, I mean, it, of course, also brings a huge peril to his infantry, which, of course, it makes it's more important that or no actually knows how to handle his armor or vehicle, for that matter, which, again, is a bit the problem. He doesn't seem to know how to. I mean, he utilizes a scout car, for example, like a bleeding tank. Panzer IV needs to get out of there, pop some smoke, and get out of there. Conscripts here could get wiped out though, but so could the Grenadiers. The losses are horrific.
Under fire!
Very close, getting mentioned one, and oh, Pioneer's dead. Sturmovik made a pass.
Panzer IV standing by. Granatwerfer!
Another Panzer IV on the way.
We've been spotted by enemy armor!
Grenadiers making their move, but getting shot out in the process. And time to pop back to Prancer here. Needs to pull back that Panzer IV. But it's too late now, and there we go, good night. Another tragic loss for the fatherland. Going to speed this up since I doubt Mr. Oh no, we'll be able to do much for the time being. Moving his force towards the west. Also known, of course, the third player, neither German player has been using mines very well. They definitely could benefit from that. More shock troopers on the way. Panzer IV upgraded with a Maschinengewehr on top.
Mortar ready for order.
Going for the cutoff point there, nicely done. Mortars just finding away. Counterattack from the Grenadiers.
Shock troops awaiting deployment.
Panzer IV moving about. Needs to be careful, of course, he doesn't get anti-tank grenade knowing there's an HQ5 around. Conscripts there pushed away. Nasty losses. Need to be careful. Also might want to pop some smoke, and looks like we are seeing the Rainbow Artillery going in here on the heavy mortars and the machine gun, and oh no! 3 more, all heavy weapons team are going, the MD42 and the 2 heavy mortars. That definitely worked out alright. That just gutted Prancer, but the question is it in time for anything to happen here? Get that Panzer IV out of there. There we go, popping smoke, pulling back, pull it all the way back to the base, get some Pioneers to quickly repair it. Shock troops here that actually force away, but the Grenadiers need to retreat, they're in a poor condition as well. Connect, please connect.
Assault gun ready for action. Supply lines have been cut.
Another heavy mortar replaced the ones lost. Grenadiers retreating. Speeding things up again.
Your predecessor died a hero.
Again, this is the Monday novice fight, so don't exactly expect high level play. Lots of mistakes, lots of fumbling about, a bit of unsurety and such. All fair enough, though of course I will be pointing it out. Again, this is not really the way to get better if you sort of want to ignore these kind of things. Because ultimately, no, some people actually make mistakes, thus they actually need to be pointed out and point out they are wrong. And what they, for example, could do to try and overcome them. Which again involves, just trying to more units more, just, try to push yourself. In some cases, it all comes down to raw training.
Yes, comrade?
There are no cowards here.
What is it?
Quite a bit of manpower flow, but again, all the manpower has gone towards infantry, elite, heavy mortars, all that, not so much towards armor. So I mean, in that sense, it's rather understandable.
Incoming round!
A sector has been cut off.
Lots of conscripts here rushing straight in the Panzermist. The Panzermist will be need to retreat it. If he can't flank that issue to fire, I mean, he could probably win this game, because then the Panzer IV won't have much issue with the infantry. Then again, considering his previous behaviour with the conscripts, he might then quickly end up losing an advantage.
We are ready for anything.
Rifleman ready.
But Prancer here moving forwards.
Comrade, standing by.
Heavy mortar also moving up.
Taking fire!
Response going in there. Lots of units that are still standing about, not doing much. I mean, these could equally be sent over here and, for example, do something over here to protect the west flank. Panzer IV moving out. Another Sturmovik attack. Lots of Soviet air support around here from the Soviet Shock Army. The Soviet Shock Army basically being a specific type of army that was put together by the Soviets. It was very much an assault formation, very much heavy on infantry with submachine guns and artillery. They were basically meant for, smashing through fortified German zones like, say, a Festung. So basically bash their way through the hardest points using heavy amounts of artillery and infantry with submachine guns. In a sense, it was an urban warfare doctrine. Of course, it could be used elsewhere. And it was also very low on any kind of armour. So little fun fact, but there we go. Panzer IV quickly wasted. Again, anti-tank grenades and the likes. Trying to perhaps catch that field gun there. Looks like the heavy mortar actually went down. I wonder to what. Apparently got a bit... Oh, we got flanked by the Panzer Grenadiers. That's some news. Conscripts there on the other hand, getting too close to the machine gun bunker. Units here standing about doing nothing. And of course, the H-35 running in circles around the field gun. And looks like another unit got wiped out here by the passing of the Sturmovik. Another heavy mortar arriving. Shock troops quickly moving up. The field gun really doesn't stand much of a chance in this case. No deep surprises there, though, sadly. Heavy losses inflicted. Lots of shock troops going to just need to retreat. This is not really a favourable combat situation for them. Panzer IV arrives. Another one. Come on, retreat the Grenadiers. Oh no. Mach 9. Another Panzer IV rolls forward. More lambs for the slaughter, I suppose. Veteran D2 moves, and there we go, down to half health already. And there we go, Panzer IV already almost wiped out. But then overall, oh no, is a pretty terrible situation. For some reason, he's actually moving his Panzer IV away instead of getting some pioneers to repair it. And more Grenadiers on the way. Trying to get that heavy mortar, but exposing his Panzer Grenadiers in the process. And yes, my opponent's filling this up, but apparently Flaps are getting a bit unrestful. And of course, I mean, as you can see, the game is rather already over. And there we go, game over, a loss for Germany. Rather came down to the fact, I mean, despite, Prancer himself making some huge strategic mistakes, like, for example, getting a ton of infantry, getting lots of heavy mortars, and then having absolutely no anti-tank defences. I mean, he didn't lose because of that. I mean, probably should have lost had he actually went up against a German player who knew how to use his tanks, and that was rather, oh no's, one of his major problems. The other, of course, being unit preservation. I mean, overall, oh no was sort of all right and aggressive, but he also didn't know how to flank, which was another larger issue, but, you know, I mean, he kept losing units when he probably could easily retreat them, pulled them back. He went for festering armor, clearly for the smoke, but he never used it, or barely used it. He didn't use blitzkrieg either. I mean, he had so much, yet he barely used it. And that was, you know, one of his major issues, but also just basically he'd keep running tanks and get them have their engines disabled. That was not really well handled at all, and ultimately pissed away his only real chance, you know, of having a good armoured advantage. I mean, in that sense, Ono's mistake were rather huge and very much undermining for his own chances of victory, because he kept throwing away tanks, valuable tanks, in such silly manners with half the time without doing any serious damage. I mean, if you are going to use tanks again, don't rush them into the enemy's infantry. Keep them at range. Keep them at range. Keep them slowly pulling back if the enemy's infantry is actively moving towards you. Don't get anti-tank grenade unless you can't avoid it. Otherwise, you know, avoid it. Stay away. Keep blasting away from a safe distance. Don't move within a distance where they can actually throw their stuff out. And the only thing that rather saved him from this was the fact that his opponent didn't know how to use his tanks. Had he again went up against someone, he would have lost. I mean, this was again a huge gap, a huge enormous mistake. Again, you go really heavy for one thing, and then you actually end up, oh great, oh crap, I forgot about that thing, you know, they called tanks. And had he not had such, again, it would have been game over. So really should consider getting up a field support, assault support when coming in early up, and getting at least one field gun or something. Then he could get a second heavy mortar out. But the other way around rather puts him at a severe risk. Otherwise, you know, good use of the IL-2. Shock troopers came rather surprisingly late. I would have expected them earlier, and a alright handling of the H-35, I suppose. So there you go. Hope you learned something from this. If you did, why not subscribe, tell your friends. If you did, well, why not simply play on, provide some feedback in the comments. This is Imperial Dane saying cheers.